It's true, I agree with you. This is something that's out of your hands. What's happening around you is really happening. That's the time. Dahan-dahan din kayo.
Life is too short to worry about things, knowing that more than 90% of the things you worried about really never happens. On the other hand, an anxiety pops out if you wanted to control everything around you. So why have much worries? Why do you want to have frequent anxiety attack if there are things in life that you can do to overcome both?
What's up?
Hold up!
Welcome back guys to Gelozoned channel. At kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-subscribe, you can do so by clicking yung subscribe button below at saka yung notification bell natin para at least maging updated kayo sa mga upcoming uploads natin. So for today, ang ating topic for our vlog entry is how to handle worry and anxiety. Kasi for sure, marami sa inyo, no, due to the pandemic, due to the what's happening during the previous period, may instances kung saan may time na nag-worry kayo at nagkakaroon kayo ng anxiety attack, etc. So, for today, sisimulan natin yung ating vlog doon sa kwentong Gelozoned natin entitled, Why the Boat is Not Sinking. Do you remember ba guys yung Archimedes principle kung saan naliligo si Archimedes sa isang bathtub tapos after some few minutes napasigaw siya ng Eureka! Eureka! I found it! So yung Eureka principle na to or yung kay Archimedes, parang it only states that when an object is immersed fully or partially sa water, merong tinatawag na upward force applied by the fluid on that object. And it is the same as the weight of the fluid dispersed by the object. So, parang ang hirap intindihan, no? Kahit ako hindi ko na-intindihan yung sinabi ko. Well, it is something to do with the buoyant force. For example, yung isang bangka or boat, lumulutang siya above the water like river or sea dahil dun sa upward force from the water. So, yung title natin, Why the Boat is Not Sinking, maybe this buoyant force, the Eureka theory ni Archimedes explains it all. But, kailan nga ba magsisink yung isang boat? Let's look back naman doon sa kwento ng Titanic. Bakit lumubog yung pinakasikat na barko before, which is the Titanic? Is it because of the icebergs? Of course not. But yung iceberg na yon, siya yung nag-cause ng damage dun sa ship para makapasok yung water. So to answer our question, why the boat sunk? It's because pinapasok kasi yung water inside the boat. Kaya after 2 hours, no, na wala hindi na nila napigilan yung damage that was caused by the iceberg. After 2 hours, lumubog yung Titanic fully. So, to compare it with your life, guys, come to think of it, kayo yung boat, and then the water around you is the pressure. So, meaning, the time that you let that water into your boat or into yourself, that's the time na kagaya ng Titanic, dahan-dahan din kayong lulubog. So, I hope na nagets nyo kung ano yung comparison natin when it comes to dun sa boat as you guys and as to the water compared to what we call the pressures in life. So, going back dun sa topic natin, how to manage stress and anxiety. Well, the number one rule is for you to acknowledge the things that you cannot control. So, meaning this is something that is out of your hands. So, there are 2 ways for you to do it. It's either you influence or you control. The difference is that if you influence, ito yung indirect way of what you can do. And if you control, ito naman yung direct way of doing things. So, kunyari, nasa work tayo or meron tayo sa school na nagkakaroon tayo ng worry kasi malapit na yung exam, malapit na yung deadline. So, if it's a group work, it's a group team, no? You can influence your team members in the first place to do it ahead of time para mawala yung worry and anxiety nyo once na malapit na yung deadline. At kung individual naman siya, you can control. What you can do is to finish all the tasks ahead of time para at least hindi ka nagkakram before yung deadline na sinet sa school or sa office. So, do you get it? And then, another tip for you to control yung worry and anxiety mo is to ask yourself constructive questions. So the first thing that you need to do is to assess what's happening around you. Assess your environment. Assess what's wrong. Assess what's right. And then after that, you need to gear away doon sa tinatawag nating negative self-talks. Kasi there will be times na parang magsa-self-pity ka. Isipin mo, nag-worry ka na, pumapasok na yung anxiety sa isip mo, tapos magsa-self-pity ka pa. That's not a good strategy to handle it. So right now, you need to assess, and then from there, you need to ask yourself what you can do in the next few hours or next few days para at least ma-mitigate mo kung what's causing your anxiety and worry. Once you are done assessing what's happening around you, the next thing that you need to do is to have a proper mindset in facing those issues. So hindi pwedeng in-assess mo lang tas i-drop mo na yung ball. That's not how you will face worry and anxiety. You need to avoid unhelpful thinking. Isa-isahin natin tong number 3 tip natin. Yung proper mindset. So it has 3 parts. The first one is yung thoughts. This is how you think. The second one is yung emotions. This is how you feel. And then the third one is yung behavior. This is how you do. So meaning, dapat doon sa tatlong portions natin ng mindset, we're on the positive side. So how we think, how we feel, and how we do. And then we will avoid yung tinatawag nating unhelpful thinking strategies like, ano yung examples nito? Number 1, generalizing. For example, nag-worry ka, may exam, ang hirap magpa-exam ng teacher. So parang dun pa lang, hindi ka pa nag-e-exam, feel mo na nababagsak ka. That's not a good one. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na blaming. So for example, pumalya na or nagkaroon na ng palpak during the period. So anong gagawin natin sa office kunwari? Magsisisihan. So that's not the proper way of treating yung worry and anxiety nyo sa office. For sure, walang madudulot yung blaming other people, blaming yourself. And that's something na parang pure negative yung magiging output. And then, meron yung tayong tinatawag na we underestimate the scenario. So we perform before yung initial assessment natin and then we say na, wala lang yan. And then when the time comes in na andun na pala yung specific deadline, ang dami pa palang kailangan gawin. So nakakadulot ka ng panic not only with yourself but of course with the people around you. And then of course we have the denial stage. So what does it mean? It only means na nag-worry ka, merong anxiety within your mindset but basically you try to deny it. Sinasabi natin, wala kang nararamdaman. So yung pag-fake mo na yun, it may cause harm rather than yung positive side of it. And then the number 4 tip that I have for you guys is to schedule time for worrying. Yan, mag-schedule ka ngayon. So, ang dami mong worry sa life, ang dami mong anxiety na piniface. I-schedule mo siya. Kailan mo siya iisipin. So it's true, I agree with you. Alam ko iniisip nyo. Once you schedule yung time for worrying, wala siyang mare-resolve. Kasi iisipin mo lang, di ba? Parang nagkakaroon ka ng analysis by paralysis. Nag-worry ka, iisipin mo lang, walang action item, etc. It's true, I agree with you. But itong number 4 tip na to, you're giving your brain the chance to assess or to parang i-absorb niya on what's happening around you. So if you're giving your brain that chance, ibig sabihin, parang at least nagkakaroon ka ng acceptance dun sa kung ano yung wino-worry mo at that moment. And if that's the case, you can be more focused dun sa upcoming days mo on how you will resolve that. Kasi inabsorb mo na siya, na-feel mo na siya. Kailangan mong mag-mourn? Yeah, okay lang for a day, but basically not for that long. The next tip, the number 5 is of course, be mindful. What does it mean? You just need to be present at the moment. You must be aware that what's happening around you is really happening. Acceptance is the key always. And then assess that worrying will do nothing. It is just a waste of time. It's just a waste of effort. Mag-exist ka lang as of this moment. Enjoy your life. Be mindful. And then the next item that I have here for you guys is getting control by letting go. Ano yung mga dapat nating i-let go? Let go nyo na yung mga feelings nyo sa ex nyo. Let go nyo na yung mga parang nararamdaman nyo doon sa mga kaaway nyo before. So letting go, kung i-relate natin siya sa topic, no, huwag natin pansinin na yung mga ex nyo. Letting go of the anxiety. That's one. Letting go of your fears. That's another one. And of course, letting go of your worry. Kasi we already know na those things is something na it's normal na nafe-feel natin siya. But it has nothing to do with our future kasi kumbaga kung mako-contain tayo sa worries, fears, anxieties natin, mas hindi tayo magiging productive sa mga upcoming days. So we need to let go. Take in control by letting go of those things. So right now, those are the basic tips that I have on my end. So just in case yung mga viewers natin right there, you have your own ideas on how you to handle your worry and anxiety, you can comment it below para at least makatulong doon sa mga other viewers that we have. They can check on how you do things on your own way. So just to give you some of the few examples that I have on my end, siguro we avoid social media lately kasi pag medyo toxic na yung labanan ng ideas when it comes to politics, when it comes to the national issues, you can avoid social media para at least hindi na makadagdag sa worry nyo. And then possible you do yoga. 'Di ba pag nag-yoga ka medyo relax, you're just being in the moment when you do the yoga. So you can do it para at least mabawas-bawasan yung anxiety na nararamdaman nyo, especially at this point in time. And then another one is you engage into running or multi-sports or any other sports that you love. At least nagkakaroon ka ng happiness kasi pag ginagawa mo yung mga bagay na yon. If that's the case, and then may time or may portion dun sa worry and anxiety mo na nale-let go mo na. Because you have some other things that captures your time, your perspective, or your attention. And then, of course, possible din na makapagbawas ng worry and anxiety that you are feeling right now is talk to a good friend of yours. So, pwede kang magkaroon ng heart-to-heart talk with your close friend. So, if that's the case, since may nakikinig sa'yo, may napaglalabasan ka ng emotions mo, there's a big possibility na yung worry and anxiety mo, nababawasan siya. So, I have a quick stretching exercise for every one of you guys. So just in case na may time kayo, you can do it with me. And for sure, pag ginawa nyo to, medyo mababawas-bawasan yung dinadala nyo right now. At dahil nga special sa atin itong huling vlog natin for this year, I will share with you some of the stretching exercises, mga ehersisyo na maaaring makapagpabawas ng stress nyo. So simulan na natin. From head to toe tayo. Head movement muna tayo. Pwede nyo gawin to ng mga 3 repetitions siguro. So 8 counts. Yan, 8 counts lang na counterclockwise. Tapos 8 counts na clockwise. Okay. Yan no, parang nare-relax tayo pag ginagawa natin to. So pwede na siyang gawin no, kahit in between work or ano. Kung ano man yung ginagawa nyo, tas indoor lang din siya, super safe, tapos napakadali lang niyang gawin. So after nung head rotation nyo, the next one is yung shoulder nyo, yan. Medyo i-release yung tension na nafe-feel nyo, i-release nyo yung stress yan, pwede nyo i-extend. O, diba? Ang saya. Okay. Tapos medyo galaw-galaw nyo rin yung kamay nyo, yan. Pag ginagawa nyo to guys, promise, nababawasan yung nararamdaman na, bigat na nararamdaman nyo for sure. At dahil proven and tested, ito yung ginagawa ko kahit na long hours, ganito yung ginagawa kong exercise. So after nun, meron ka ng head, meron ka ng the shoulder, next is yung sides naman natin, yan. Medyo ikembot nyo, ikot-ikot nyo lang. Enjoy nyo lang, tapos ganun din, clockwise, tapos counterclockwise. Tapos ang gagawin nyo lang, magbibilang lang kayo ng 1 to 8, and then 8 to 1, tapos gawin nyo lang ng repetition. Tapos yung last nyo, syempre sa paa, para nagagalaw nyo rin siya, yan. Iikot nyo rin siyang ganyan. Okay. And then yung other one naman, ganun din, clockwise and counterclockwise lang. Tapos enjoy nyo lang, feel nyo lang yung moment. Medyo papawisan kayo pero at the same time yung pawis nyo, kasabay nun, parang nile-let go nyo kung ano man yung stress na nararamdaman nyo. So, yun. So that would be all from my end. So mga ka-Gelozone natin dyan, I hope to see you guys again next year. Maggawa pa rin tayo ng ating mga vlog entries. And in case may suggestion kayo kung ano yung gusto nyo na i-discuss natin, I'm very open to that. Just shoot me a message, put it in the comment section. Titignan natin yan. And then, iniisip ko kasi yung mga some of the topics that we will have sa year 2021 is of course how we will start our multi-sports journey. It's about financial naman since we're a CPA. Sayang naman yung pagiging CPA natin kung hindi natin ma-share yung knowledge natin when it comes to investment, financials, etc. At yung pagiging triathlete natin before. Sayang naman kung hindi natin siya mapagpapatuloy sa next period natin. So, ayun yung mga naka-line up natin. But in case na meron kayo naiisip pa na iba na mas makakatulong sa general public, which is our main objective, just let me know. So again guys, for the last time of year 2020, you have been in the zone with Gelozoned. See you next year and stay safe. Bye-bye.